Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello and hi, how are my beauties, my lovelies, my royalty? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's time to get out that boiling, hot, just scorching petty tea. I've been thinking a lot of, and it's really crazy how I have been talking a lot more about politics and dating and how they come together because of how many men told me that politics have nothing to do and or that I'm crazy or silly for talking about politics or having an opinion about politics and how politics is a masculine thing or women should just be happy and set aside, or we should we should learn how to hold our emotions. That's one reason we shouldn't be, or women should not be leaders, and all that other garbage, blah blah blah. But with what's going on with Congress now and how two men had to step down, how the lieutenant governor had to, well, mm, that terrible, awful situation, and then finding out about that website, about how I believe it was around $8 million, 8 million, not dollars, eight. Well, he's probably making tons of money off of it, but around 8 million men, or at least 8 million people, have visited this website, learning how to R word or ABUSC women, wives, girlfriends, in order to get their wants and needs. Yeah. And there's other red pill and other people online who are teaching men, if a woman rejects you, this is how you need to harm her. This is what's going on, but no one is waking up. And see, the red pills, they don't want you to be woke. They don't want you to realize how the men and how terrible some of these men are treating women. And some of them, they don't want them to be woke to realize that part of the problem is within the church. I didn't say it is the church, I said it's within the church. Because some of these sermons, some of these things that they're teaching, yeah, some of the things that allows men to just think that they are obligated to have all of this power over women and control, and that women cannot be independent. But then one of the reasons why a lot of women are the ones that end up filing for divorce is because of the man already has the, well, for the submissive women, yeah, it's like, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying, like, when I listen to the stories of how the stay-at-home moms that are zen, like the, not zennials, the generation X and my, like, millennial generation, how a lot of them ended up divorced and some homeless and jobless, or some of them had degrees but they never used the degree because once they got married, their husbands wanted them to stay home, and or even some of them, they started the business together, but then the husband was like, no, let's put everything in my name, that's fine, whatever. But then they closed the like, either they closed the business or they got divorced, and it was time, like, the wife's like, okay, give me my part of the business. He's like, huh, everything's in my name. And this is why I've said in previous episodes, and yeah, I've been talking about this for years. Okay, I have 700 episodes catch up. I've been talking about this for years. Ladies and gentlemen, like, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, if you start a business together, if you start a business together, make sure your name is in it. Because if you get divorced, especially if you're watching the kids and making sure, like, their homework and they're going to karate, soccer, ballet, whatever, and or even theater, any of the activities. But then also making sure dinner is made, the lunches are made, and basically the kids are well fed in a balanced diet, that, emotionally, especially, the teenage years, God bless you. But yeah, it's like, and because I mean, especially if you got daughters, that day when the girl comes to tell you that do you know? Oh, I am going to tell that story. I am going to tell that story because I'm going to tell the full version, but oh, Mr. No Heart, when his oldest daughter started, he should be ashamed of himself. But I'm saying all of that because the miscommunication and the power of the genders, especially men, they expect all of this power and dominance, and at the same time, they want it over women while they don't want to communicate, or they don't know how to communicate with women, and or a lot of men who don't. They I have witnessed so many men, and so many men like, oh, well, if it's, oh, I think I just uploaded it's a Facebook conversation, so don't forget about my Patreon. Really, don't forget about my Patreon. I've been uploading, and I still have tons to upload, but it's tiresome. But I have to, because if I want the candles, I have to have pictures of the candles and all this other stuff. So I have to do this. But anyway, check out the Patreon because you're going to see the dating nightmares, the river of racism, the cruel, awful things a lot of these men have said. Ooh, we. But one pattern is a lot of men, either when they see my education or when I even respond to different posts and I talk about my dating experience, so many men are like, that's not true. Why would a man not want an educated woman? Oh, you're making this up. You're lying. Oh, no, it must be you. Well, I'm the one trying to start the business, so technically, I mean, yeah, and if they're trying to date me, then yeah, but I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about this so much because I keep seeing patterns in everywhere in every different way, but money and politics and religion play such a huge part in relationships and even interfere with the mental scope because if a man doesn't have as much money or if he loses his money or his position to get money, his whole like his mental capacity has just changed. And this is another reason why, which I've talked in other episodes, like men need to get the mental help. We all need therapy, but it's like we have not taught men to open up, especially to women. As a society, most men are taught women are for babies, women are for your urges, women are not for really talking and discussing. Because, and I know this because I I have dated a lot, and either because of my walking or I'm black or I'm like even getting my masters, men have told me that I had to choose between them or my masters. But it's pretty crazy how often I get told that they don't, I'm not the person that they want to talk to. They want to talk to their boys, and I'm like, okay, so, okay, we're not compatible then. But then they tell me, no, no, you're stupid. No, we're compatible because no, I want your body. I want to use you. I have uses for you. I want you to have my babies. For some men, they want the red bone, they want the yellow skin. So then that's the only reason they're attracted to me. That's the only reason they want me or desire me because they desired my skin. Yeah, but that's a different story for a different day. But some of you men should be disgusted by yourselves for that. But anyway. And so when it comes to just if a woman says no to you, you should be happy and relieved that she's honest. Because why would you want a woman who only says yes because she's in fear or scared or because she's being pressured to? That's not love. And see, a lot of men out here, they're not looking for love. Some are just looking for dominance. Some are just looking for someone to tell what to do. Some men marry women that they don't love, but then cheat on them with people they do love. They will date women that are submissive and do as they say and follow along with their program, and then cheat on them with women who would never follow along with what they want. Because that kind of reminds me of that one story of that Christian couple where the man said, like, or the woman even admitted that she ironed his clothes so he can go and cheat. And he admitted that she was not his type. And he even described what his type was, and it did not sound like her. And how, like, how he married her, like, it was anything and everything but a, like, Disney version of fairy tale, because we always sounded like like a traditional fairy tale. If you know, you know. Because yeah, remember how Sleeping Beauty ended? Not Disney. The yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some women are looking for a fairy tale, but then they end up with a fairy tale, all right. But they end up with the original version. So yeah, but we don't communicate with men because we didn't teach men how to be able to communicate with us. And I feel like parents need to do more of that. And I think we need more co-ed activities, like even co-ed soccer, because, like, allow the boys to learn how to be able to play sports with women. And some are like, no, no, split must, like, okay, well, we need to teach them how to have teamwork with women. Even, like, take your boys to, like, paint classes, and it'll be co-ed. Like, I feel like we need to, as especially when they're young, as children, allow them to have teamwork and cooperate and share and talk about their day to girls, because over time those boys and girls, they will get used to talking and expressing. And we need to stop teaching boys that boys don't cry, because then later on in life, men are like, oh, don't cry, don't cry, hide my emotions, don't do this, don't smile, don't do, like, because do you know how many men have told me that they don't take pictures of themselves smiling because that'll make them look like a woman or gay or whatever. And I'm just like, what in the stupidity is that? What? And because when I look at profiles, I look for smiles. And there's sometimes where I would write the guy, like, I, even if I'm not compatible with the guy, I will let him know. Oh, it's like, I mean, you're very handsome and everything like that, but can you try to show a picture with a smile? I think you're gonna get more attention. And oh, these are all men that swiped right on me. Yeah, don't think I'm just going on God. Like, no, because I don't. Yeah, for other than Bumble, I never swiped first, because on Bumble, yeah, it's a totally different. It's like they don't have the folder of who swiped you. Uh, so yeah, with the other ones, they do have a folder, so then you can be like, okay, let's see. But it's just hearing how a lot of the men tell me what it takes to be a man who is a man, how to act to be a man. And before, I just watched that story on TYT Sports, how this one sportscaster was like, "Oh, I wonder why he hasn't been popped yet," or some garbage, because it was a volleyball player who was gay. And when he serves, or when he serves it hot too, I'm like, go ahead, girl. Oh, go ahead, boy. Go ahead, girl. Yeah. So, oh, and it's like, yeah. Well, you already know how, like, when people say, girl, girl. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not. But it, my crew should know how I am by now. So, but anyway, this young man slays on that volleyball court. And when he just lays on that point with that hit and stuff, oh, the way he swerves that neck, it's like he's just like, okay, okay, and he's like, that will show you. I mean, I don't know, it's like that's just kind of like the vibe I get from him. But because he's not like stereotypical male athlete, when he scores a point or whatever, it's like people want to tell him how he has to act, how he has to be. But it's like if we keep telling men how they have to be, how they have, because they do that with women, but it's different with men. And especially, I'm stubborn, I'm bullheaded. Like, I'm still trying to figure out which side of the family, because I think on both sides, that's kind of scary. But I'm not submissive, and I'm not going to be submissive. And I think I'm, sometimes I wonder if I had a brother or if my brother was around, messy. But anyway, anyway, I just wonder, would I still, like, I'd probably be even more tomboy. Because I mean, and the thing is, I would have been more tomboy, but my parents kept saying, "Don't do this, don't do that. You're gonna end up gay. You're gonna be a lesbian. You're gonna like." Even with my college degree, like I was gonna go into like eat. Well, there was a few things I was gonna do. I've already told the story on each one of those, but I feel like this gives us more reason because as a society, as a country, we keep telling people how they're supposed to be in order to be a gender. We just need them to be who they're going to be, live how they're going to live. If you say all lives matter, let these people live the lives that matter to them as long as it's legal. 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 Because some of these jerks want to be yeah, and some of these guys, like, yeah, they're on that site. Yeah. But now part of me, I'm like, I wonder, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay, I've got an idea, I've got an idea before I talk about my example with Mr. No Heart, which I've already told a story before, but this is perfect with this case. But who remembers the pink Power Ranger computer hacker? Who remembers her? Who remembers her? I mean, I love, like, I really like Pink Ranger, but yeah, Yellow Ranger. Oh, that was my girl. I was like, yeah. But then also, I didn't like when I was younger. I was like, are they being racist with the Power Ranger colors? And I forgot who I asked this to, but I remember like once I started, I was like, the yellow one's Asian and the black one's black. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's like it just, and then the pink one is a girl, the white girl, and um, oh, but I do remember saying, I'm surprised the red one's not Native American. And it's like, I think it was one of my teachers, because the teacher was drinking something and they spit it out because they were laughing so hard. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know why it was funny until later. And I was like, oh, oops, my bad. My bad. But yeah, I mean, I still kind of wonder, but I mean, because yeah, that I mean, yeah, it's like, and then I kind of wonder, would have had the same dinosaur? Because yeah, it's like, huh, which dinosaur would have matched up, But anyway, see, now I'm gonna be going down the nerd hill because I'm like, huh, yeah, since they matched it, because yeah, even though dinosaurs was a, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, get off the nerd expressway, get back on, okay. But I just, I think that if we can start teaching the kids that all kids, all people, everyone should be able to be emotional. If they're sad or lonely or happy or want to celebrate, or they're sympathetic, or they're just crying for sad, like the sad, pure sadness or anxiety, or there's so many different types of emotions. And we should know this because of Inside Out. Yeah, that, like, I like that series. It's so cute. But and we should teach kids that all kids, everybody has each one of those little characters in their heads. But sometimes it feels like men only have let's see, happy, upset, the one that's gonna R word you. Yeah, we need to kick him out. Uh, yeah, yeah, and like the one that's a little horn, little. Okay, yeah, like the one that is the reason why his predominantly right hand, or like okay, one of the hands is gonna get really tired at night. Yeah, sometimes that's just kind of, it doesn't feel like it's the variety of emotions that you see women have, but then men say women are too emotional. Dummy. You have these emotions too, but you're just too scared to show them. And or society tells you not to, because that's what being a man is. But then when a woman rejects them, they're not capable of holding in that's like, no, they can't stand a woman rejecting them. No, 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 no. And then they want to cause harm, but that they don't realize that comes from emotion. Rejection causes emotions, but they just want to show frustration and hurt and pain through the ABUSC. Yeah, yeah, but they keep saying women have emotions, but in in order to hurt that woman, that comes from emotions. Starting a pointless war, especially so that you can hide the Epstein files and try to bury that under. But then your wife goes and just does a speech out of nowhere, and you're like, ooh, yeah, you in trouble. But anyway, that comes from emotions too. Threatening war crimes, hurting and eliminating over 100 girls, like, and how many people total have been, and then 13 Americans. When you said yeah, America first, yeah, oops, all of that comes from emotions. And then even look at some of these red pill men and how they say, oh, well, I'm a key, I could put my key in every life. Like, shut up. And it's like men act like women aren't human too. They just think, oh, that's a man thing. It's like, okay, if a man doesn't have to, like, cause oh, this is one reason why, like, I played so many games on my ex. Oh, I tricked. Oh, it's like, cause I'm not one of those girls, and my ex pretended to be a Democrat. All of his family members were Republicans, so it didn't make much sense to me. But after I broke up with him, I realized he lied to me. I realized he lied to me. But one of the funniest parts was he told me that I'm a woman, so I have to tell him how many men I've been with. And throughout the relationships, it would just be a surprise quiz where we would ask me that question, sometimes with other questions or whatever. And he didn't realize each time I said a different answer. Because he told me, I don't have to tell you mine. I'm a man. And he didn't like, yeah, hold up, like, no, I'm not one of those. Because I remember the last time he asked me that question too. I think it was about 6 months before my mom passed. He was playing video games and I was writing my novel. No, I think actually no. I think this is a few months after. Yeah. But I just remember it was right around that time. And he asked me that question, and at first I kind of paused because I'm like, we're still doing this. We're still doing this after everything I've been through and been put through. Everything he put me through, he's still gonna ask me this. Yeah, the next time his vehicle gets repossessed, he better not, because that's one of the first things I thought about in my head. If his vehicle gets repossessed, if his car breaks down, if anything happens, like if his daughter is crying and screaming and having an anxiety attack, do not call me. If you're still going to ask me that question, but say because you're a man, you don't have to tell me. Oh, and I'm going to need another, but like, because you had to even get to the example of everything. But you know what? I already said it episodes ago, like months ago. My ex begged me to start a business because he knew I was saving up for my own business, but he kept putting down my ideas. And so, yeah, started the business. I did all the filing, I did all the paperwork, and I ordered the supplies. And because his credit score was too low for a credit card and he couldn't afford it. So, but all of a sudden, he was like, "Oh, I give up. We're not doing it anymore." He has the equipment. He had, like, you have no idea. So this is one of the reasons why I give the advice, because I've lived through it. I know about it. And this fool, this jerk, and people say forgive, Christian community, forget, like, not skip that. I have forgiven so much in my life. This jerk, like, I'm the example of he didn't love me. He was gonna cheat on women that he loved, but he never loved me. He never did. This is why I talk about this a lot. And another reason why I'm working so hard and I'm so nervous on, I need to make sure my products are up to par, because now I am starting my businesses. The businesses where he told me I better not do, he would have better ideas and suggestions. And oh, I need to focus on his kid. Like, and see, this is another selfish, awful thing, because it's like I was trying to do things a Christian way, like get married and then have the kids or whatever, but then getting older or whatever, and then dating guys who've already had kids, and then all now, like, the men are like, "Oh, you don't need kids, just help me with mine." And it's like, they have a mother. They have a mother. Okay. Okay. Like, I am going to be like, because with my ex, he threatened to break up with me. And I think he knew, like, once I was just like, fine, who, because in part of me, I was like, I was planning on a way where I was going to get a house and I was going to adopt without him. Like, okay, like, because now you're going to threaten to break up with me right now. Once I get a house, fine. Once I adopt, it can be without you. I don't need you. And I was making sure of that. One reason why I wanted to start my businesses and have at least a part-time job or career job with marketing and advertising and things, or even in education, whichever direction, since I have degrees for all of them, which is another reason why a lot of these men don't want anything to do with me, because I have options with my independence. I have options for my freedom. I made sure that I gained the type of education that gave me an astounding, like, variety of opportunity. And with my creativity, starting my businesses and starting multi-stream business, so when sales goes down with one, I can, like, keep up with the others and stuff, and cycle through, and different scents for the candles, different books and different chapters and for the series and things like that, then the activity books. And like, we need to learn how to communicate with these boys and men. We need to make sure that these women are going to be, and young girls are going to be able to learn how to protect themselves and gain independence. And even, like, I've seen the commercials for the Jane Doe. Yeah, I I kind of want to look into that more, because I feel like a lot of young girls and women, we need to learn from that. We need to study and make sure we are money literate and literate, because a lot of these men can't read anyway. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.